Everyone, I would like to welcome you to Sweet Saturday with Shalena. I'm going to talk about my journey and just different stuff that's helped me along the way. But before I start, I just want to let you know that this is not from Plexus Worldwide. This is me telling my journey. Plexus does not help cure, does not treat, cure, or prevent any illnesses. Um, So this is what has happened with me and where it's taken me. I hope that it helps whoever is listening. And if you have any questions or feedback, just send me a message or email, and I'll be sure to get back with you. So just I want to tell a little bit about my past history, just so that everyone kind of understands where I was when I found out about plexus and when I started. So, before I was born, my mom was pregnant with me, and she didn't know she was pregnant, and she started hemorrhaging. And she went to the doctor, and they did pregnancy tests and ultrasounds, and they didn't find me. So they started giving her some drugs to help her stop the hemorrhaging. It didn't work, and so they decided to try surgery. And the morning of the surgery, they did one more ultrasound and they found me. And they told her that she should have an abortion because I was in there the whole time and that all the drugs and everything that they had done, I had absorbed it. My mom has a strong faith in God, and so she told them that if I had survived this long, that she was going to leave it to God and hope that I survived. So I came out normal per se, and about the age of 1, I started gaining weight uncontrollably, and I was still on formula at the time. And so my mom took me to the doctors and everything, and they said, that she was feeding me too much or whatever. And as my life has went along, they either told my mom or myself that it was our fault that I was fat, and that if I would just control it with diet and exercise, that I wouldn't be fat anymore. So I have been on diet since the age of 1. Any diet that you could possibly think of, I have tried. And probably all these diets that you've never heard of, I've done them. So I got to a point in my life where I was tired of being on diet, tired of being different, tired of being excluded. Um, I felt that God had made me, and that why would He make something so wrong if you know I don't know. I just felt that I was in a bad spot. I'm gonna be honest, and so I stopped trying, and I kind of gave up and just said I'm going to be however God wants me to be. And the weight kept on coming, and um, I pretty much stopped caring and stopped trying. And then I got to a point where I wanted to try again, but by that point I was so far close to 500 that um, nothing, I couldn't do nothing. I was hopeless in a hopeless spot. And so I got super depressed, and I had even got to the point where I started to pray to God to take my life because I could never kill myself, but I didn't want it to live, and I didn't have dreams anymore. I didn't see a future for myself. All I saw was a life of misery and pain ahead of myself. And so I prayed that He would take my life so that I could be in heaven without all the pain. And instead of sending me that, I was on Facebook between work one day, and I saw a family friend that had lost 30 pounds in 30 days. And I was like, oh, if I could just lose 20 pounds in 20 days, you know, how awesome would that be? But 30 would be awesome. So I messaged her and I'm like, so what are you doing? And she told me about Plexus, and I was like, yeah, right. It's going to be one of those fad diets where, we all try it. You might lose some pounds, but then you're going to gain, 10 times that much back. And so she's like, well, just go, look at my website or whatever. And so I went and researched Fluxus. I, put it in Google, I put it in Yahoo, and I went to, the website and I looked at all the testimonies, and I thought they were made up. Um, thought it was, or people that were not like me, it just couldn't work for me. And so I read all the positive and negative, and I talked with my mom about it, and she's like, "Oh, if you want to try it, you know, I'll help you or whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And I still hadn't made up my mind. And my younger sister, Sarah, I was talking to her with it because she knows how much of a struggle it is for me. And she was like, "Hey, there's a 60-day money back guarantee. Um, just try it for a month or two. If it don't work, then you send it back and you get your money back." And so I made the order, and I didn't tell anybody that I was doing it. All I did was made a simple post on Facebook, said, "Hey, I'm starting a new journey today. I hope it goes well." And everybody asked what it was, and I wouldn't tell anybody. I'm just like, "Oh, it's personal. I don't want to tell anybody." So I started taking Plexus on April 11th, 2014, which happened to be Good Friday. Um, Looking at it then, I didn't think nothing of it, but now looking back, it was kind of like God was definitely speaking to me. So I start Easter weekend, and I told, because I was told, oh, you don't have to change anything. It's going to help you, and just allow it to make changes to you. So my idea of that was, oh, I'm going to do whatever Shalena wants to do, and if it works, then it works, and if not, then oh well, you know. So, and I really didn't per se notice any changes that weekend. I went and ate with my family, and we had all the stuff that you shouldn't be eating for Easter weekend, and my mom was like, "Oh, you're on your stuff. Don't be eating that." I'm just like, "Mom, it's supposed to work with you," and so I just kept on, and I was eating pizza and you know chocolate strawberries and just eating bad, trying to prove that it wasn't going to work for me. So my sponsor called me on that Tuesday and was like, "So have you lost any?" And I was like, "I haven't weighed, because I didn't like getting on the scales." And she's like, "Well, wait tomorrow morning and let me know." So I tell everybody you should take a before picture and weigh and measure. But if you don't, I understand because I didn't. All I did was weigh so that I would have some way to gauge if it was helping. I didn't take a picture because I didn't think it was going to do anything. I didn't measure because it seemed retarded to me. So I weighed on that Wednesday, and I had lost 8 pounds from the previous Friday to that Wednesday morning. And my sponsor was like super excited. I was just like, yeah, whatever, being almost 500 pounds, you have lots of water weight. And so, like, it's just water weight. The first several pounds is water weight. And she's like, okay. So I get to that Friday, and I lost another 2 pounds between Wednesday and Friday. And I still was like, whatever. And so I continue. I weigh the next Friday, which would have been the end of the second week. And I had lost another 10 pounds. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's just water weight. I'm sure you have lots of water weight, with that much weight. And, she's ecstatic. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And so I get to end of week 3 and I weigh and I lost another 10 pounds. And so my mind starts to think, oh, well, maybe there's something to this, but I'm still not for sure. So I get to end of week 4 and I lost another 10 pounds. And so that's 40 pounds in a month. And I guess the bell went off in my head, and I was like, okay, this stuff is working, and there's something to it. And so I ordered another month's supply, and I still wasn't telling anybody. I kept up with my sponsor, and I told my mom and my little sister. But besides that, I wasn't really telling anybody. So I get to the end of week 6, and I had lost 57 pounds. And my mom was so ecstatic that I had kept with it and that I had lost weight the whole 6 weeks. And that she had so much excitement that she decided to go to Facebook and tell everybody what I was doing and how much, I had lost. And not only did she post about it, but she also tagged me. So, I got the alert, hey, you have a tag, and I read it, and I was, kind of like, what the world? Why would you post about it? Because I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was just going to, keep doing it, and that's it. And so then, she got messages all about me and everything, and so I decided, well, since it's out there, I might as well go ahead and tell my story from my point of view. And so then I made a post and put it on Facebook, and people started messaging me. And people, wanted to try it, so I, of course, sent it to, send it to the person who I got it from. And she calls me and she's like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm just like, "No." And she's like, "You could sign up and make money as you're losing weight." I'm like, "But I don't want to, go sell stuff or, talk to people about stuff like that." And she's like, "Oh, well, just sell it to your friends and family that want it." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And make a little bit of money as I'm losing weight. I'm like, "Okay, I can do that." Um, Totally did not see the future. So a week later would be convention, or a week and a half later, and they asked me if I wanted to go. Well, I had just spent all this money on Plexus, and um, I didn't wasn't making very much as a social worker, and so I was like, oh, I'd love to, but I just can't. And so someone had heard my story, and um, offered to give me her ticket, and so that I could go to convention. And so I went with Dana, which is one of my upline, and she is one of these people, and I'm okay with people, but I don't like when I first meet you. I'm not like let's all be friends type people. I'm more of a sit back, watch everybody, and then go from there. And so she wanted to take me around to convention and tell everybody my story. Well, I didn't want to do it. I did do it, but I didn't want to. And so I met all these people, and it was definitely, a turning point that helped um, me grow in other ways that I never could even imagine that Plexus would help me with. So I learned while I'm at convention, I learned about gut health and the immune system. That's where a lot of our immune system is. Well, before them, I was getting sick every week or every 2 weeks, and I was staying sick for several weeks at a time, and I was ended up with bronchitis several times a year and sinus infections all the time, and I was on antibiotics most of the time, or time that I wasn't, and um, like anything the kids brought home, any kind of sickness or whatever, I would end up with everything. So most of my life felt like I was sick, you know. And so then I learned about gut health, and I decided to start taking a probiotic 5 and a cleanse. And the normal way didn't work for me, so they helped me come up with a way that it would work with my system. And ever since then, it has been amazing. It's taken some time and everything, but now I can, like I I was sick yesterday. I caught, I guess, a bug or whatever, and it was the first time that I had actually thrown up since last November, which is amazing. Um, Before it was like several times a month, and then it was like several months in between times, which is mind blowing to me. And even with that, I was sick for probably like a couple hours, like 4 or 5 hours, and then it was like my body was able to heal itself, and I was good to go. And even when I was sick, I was still up doing stuff and everything. It wasn't like I was tied down to the bed and couldn't move. So my immune system has been amazing now. Um, I'm able to walk and do activities with my family. This summer, I've been able to play water volleyball with the kids and my sister. And I realized while we were out there playing that I was actually in the pool with my family having fun instead of sitting on the outside watching them have all the fun. And that's what I had been doing most of my life is watching people have fun. And I sit on the sidelines watching life go by because I wasn't able to do it. So it's definitely been amazing. I can't even explain how amazing it felt to be able to actually be a part of the activities. Um, so I have lost up to, um, I know I've skipped a lot and I'm sorry, but, months went by and I've hit, um, bumps, I've hit plateaus, and each plateau I learned something different about myself, and that you just got to keep going. You're going to hit plateaus. You got to change stuff up so that your body doesn't get used to what you're doing. And up to today, I have lost 247 pounds. I could be more, but I joined a movement on July 1st, and we threw out the scale. So I won't know how much I've lost until September 1st when the challenge is over. But I can definitely tell I'm still losing now. Clothes that I bought in April that were fitting just right or a little snug are super loose on me now. I could probably even fit a person, a small person in there with me. So it feels amazing. I cannot explain how blessed I feel by God for giving me Plexus. And I'm actually, I was scared to speak at events and tell people my story. And with the help of amazing people like Heather and Rainey and Celeste and so many other amazing people that it would probably take me forever to name, I've been able to get the courage and the confidence to talk about my story in front of people. And um, God, of course, has helped me every step of the way. And I actually just pray to Him and let Him speak. And I did that today too, because I was a little bit nervous about being live on YouTube. And um, so, yeah, I just let Him do it. It's been amazing. And I hope that I can give hope and inspiration to, everybody and anybody that needs it. Plexus is not going to, cure anything but it will help you. And if you work with it, I used to have an addiction to chocolate, where I thought chocolate was its own food group, and I had to have it all the time. And I have it once in a great while now, and I don't miss it. Um, and I don't get that sensation from it anymore. That whole feeling from chocolate, I don't have it no more. Um, I have energy. I have acid reflux. I have it once in a great while. Um, I, pain of walking and stuff. There's still sometimes that I do get it, but for the most part, it's very, very minimum. I was able to walk way more this convention than I was last time, and it was so much more easier. And I imagine next convention it's going to be so much more easier. Um, So I know that I still have a ways to go, but I know that I've come so far, and I'm so truly blessed that God has brought me this far. And um, oh, so sorry, I was looking at my notes to make sure that I, covered some of the issues that I wanted. So I was talking about being so depressed. I'm not depressed anymore. Even though I have lots of family issues going on right now, I'm not depressed. I know that God is going to handle it. I know that it's going to be okay. I dream now. I have goals. I want to go swim with the dolphins. I want to build a house, and have a place of my own and be able to help my mom and take care of her as she gets older. Um, and like I said, I want to help other people. I really would like to get a traveling bus or whatever and travel America and tell people about Plexus and how it can help them and just be there and help them to you don't need the surgeries and all that stuff. You can do it naturally. Um, and even if you do have surgeries, a lot of people have had surgeries and need the help, and it's amazing. Our vitamin is out of this world. So there's so much stuff that Plexus can offer. A major thing that I think has been helpful is forgiveness. Forgiveness of myself, of feeling like a failure and all that stuff, and forgiveness of others, whether they knew what they did to hurt me or not. You have to forgive them. You can't keep move forward if you have all this anger and hatred in your heart. You have to get rid of it. And I have, and it feels amazing to have all that lifted up off my shoulders. Um, and just loving yourself. You have to learn to love yourself and believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. Anything is possible. Um, and God will help you with it. Um, I used to have really bad headaches, like tremendous. I was in a car wreck in '08, and they controlled my life. And yesterday was the first time that I had one like that in forever. And it's gone. I was still, like I said, I was still able to do activities even though it hurt because I took the ease and it lessened the pain. And then it finally went away. So I mean, it helps with so much stuff. I can't even tell you all the stuff that it helps with, but it is truly amazing. And so, I make it one of the tips that I try to tell everybody is the whole diet thing. Don't do it a diet. The diet to me is awful, and it just I don't even know. So this is what I did with myself when I realized it was going to work, and I made an agreement with myself that I would eat healthy, and that if I had a day or a meal that I didn't eat healthy, it was okay, that I would just try to do better next time. So I relieved myself of feeling like a failure, of feeling guilt, of feeling shame, and just took that totally off the plate. And I just try to eat healthy. I try to eat salads. I try to eat protein. There are times that do eat the hamburger, um, but I just don't try to make it an everyday habit. When I'm out with the kids or whatever, they ate hamburgers and I ate fajita. Um, so you just gotta make better choices. Do I always make the best choices? No, and I'm human, so it's okay. And just knowing that and telling myself we can do better next time is so much less torture to myself, and it works for me. It may not work for you, but it works for me, and that's all that matters. I know I took a long time today, so I hope to have I just wanted to talk about myself and just give you, all this information that I have about my journey, and I'm sure that I've left parts of it out. Um, but we're going to try to do topics each week and have a guest with us. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that it helped you and let me know if you need anything. All right, thank you. Bye.